I do think that it is fair to say that Adam Schefter's had kind of a rough couple of months. No, as far as going back to the NFL draft and those rumors, or rough few months rather. The Mac Jones going number 3, and it turns out it wasn't. He got a lot of heat about releasing the Aaron Rodgers wanting a trade on draft day. People felt like, we should be talking about the draft. Why did he release it there? There's just been several stories that have come out involving Adam Schefter over the past few months that have not gone well for him. And the latest is involving Dalvin Cook and that situation, which continues to seemingly get worse and worse by the day, where he's now under hot water, Brady, because he reported Dalvin Cook's side of the story and not his accuser's side of the story with a domestic violence incident that allegedly took place last November. Now, the pictures have come out. She's posted text messages. Adam Schefter had to basically apologize for his process in reporting it. But nonetheless, this is a bad situation through and through.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's a product of like what we're seeing out on the landscape of being an insider. It's become the most difficult job as Twitter has born or created a bunch of people who, look, everyone's got a source and connections. The difference was they didn't have a platform.
Yeah.
Now they have a platform.
Yep.
And like Joe Schmo from wherever can report on something that his buddy had heard or that works with the organization or saw something. I mean, they can actually put this out there first. And there's a platform on Twitter that now this stuff, like when that starts to circulate, it goes viral.
Yep.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's substantiated or it's credible, but it now has provided a platform where it gets out there and it's faster than what guys like Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport, Jay Glazer, it's faster than when they first got into the industry and started doing this. And so it's made their job, I think, a lot harder to get information out there and be first, because that's how they made their name. That's how, that's why they get paid what they get paid, because they have the sources and the ability to get it to you first. And I think the pivot has now almost been like, we got to be careful, because being first doesn't always win. It's being credible now because there's so much misinformation out there. And that's where I think Adam Schefter, unfortunately, has gone wrong with some of it. Is he's felt pressed to be first and at the same time has tried to make it credible, yet has missed out on some of the journalistic integrity of, especially in an issue like domestic violence, like maybe we need to hear from both sides of this. Like maybe we should be doing a favor to an agent or an attorney of, in this particular case with Dalvin Cook, to get his side of the story out first. Like maybe we need to just make a blanket statement that doesn't, presume that one person is more of the victim than the other here. Let's wait for all the facts. Let's just report what is about ready to take place down the middle, down the line. And that's obviously not what happened here. He reported not on behalf of Dalvin Cook, but put out a report that would lead you to think like, oh, this is what took place. This is what happened. Well, no, there's two sides to the story. It's much more complicated than that.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not like jumping to a conclusion one way or another. I'm not saying the young woman wasn't trying to extort him or he wasn't the victim of domestic violence. I mean, if you read what the statement had said and talked about, he got maced. Like, I don't know about you all, but I've never been maced.
I have.
I've smelled it.
Have you really?
I've been around it.
You've been maced before?
Yeah, I got accidentally pepper sprayed. Yeah.
How bad was that?
It's awful. It's awful. Yeah. Somebody, we were at.
How do you accidentally get pepper sprayed?
We were at a bar. There was a skirmish that took place near us, and the bouncer panicked and started spraying, and everybody got it. And it was, it was.
Did you get awarded $3 million?
No, because may have been related to the owner. But now here's Sunset
Sarah's, what up?
He had been known to instantly go for the mace or the pepper spray.
ST
It is
lounge.
You can't. It gets into your lungs, and you can't.
Feel like you can't breathe.
Yeah, you can't.
Chokes
Like
you out.
you feel like you're suffocating for a little bit, and then you try. Like I tried to put eye drops in because my eyes were. That was a terrible idea. But yeah, it's not good, man. And that was one of the details was that he got maced, and then she accidentally maced herself. I think was one of the other parts of the story. Like there,
yeah, you gotta be careful about that.
And
man.
look, the pictures, and then the pictures came out where there were text messages of him apologizing to her, and then you see the pictures of what Dalvin allegedly did to her, threw her over a coffee table, threatened to kill her, had a gun there. Apparently there were people inside the house when it happened. Like it is a bad situation. And to your point, the way that it was reported, like Lee DeLapp, our producer, was talking yesterday about do you want to talk about the Dalvin Cook story? And I said,
I'm glad you said that because I'm the one that brought it up, I believe. I think I'm the one that said, do y'all want to touch on this Dalvin Cook thing? And y'all all said, no, let's wait and see, to our credit.
Yeah, because we didn't know.
Let's wait and see. We need to see more facts come out before we start talking about it. That was something we did. We chose to do that.
And it wasn't until this woman's lawyer came out and ripped Schefter and I think called it journalistic malpractice because all he and then he decided hours later to then give her side of the story, which really isn't, journalism is about telling the whole story.
Right.
But when you come from that angle, especially after the past few months for Adam Schefter, it feels like, all right, dude, with the Bruce Allen email, with all that other stuff, it feels a little odd that he would go this direction.
But a little bit to Schefter's, defense, which I have no reason to defend him.
I like Adam Schefter.
But to the point of it, he's an insider. So if he incited the story from a player or his representation, technically he did do his job. He's not required to be that is not, in my opinion, journalistic malpractice on his behalf. He was getting the inside information from the person that plays in the league. So to me, if we're saying, okay, well, he didn't do his full job because he didn't get the other side of the story, technically, if he didn't give an opinion and condemn that young lady or try to exonerate and create distance Dalvin Cook from culpability, that's different. But if he's just reporting what he got from them, he's just reporting what he got from them.
The problem is he didn't reach out.
He didn't reach out. That is a problem. I mean, that is journalism. It's not. And anytime you report, I don't care if it's an opinion based or not, because he's not paid for his opinion.
Right. He's paid to get inside information. Right.
And the problem with that is before you report that, you have to have both sides. Just because you get insider information from one side, that doesn't make it right.
He's not. It's not up to him to make it right or wrong. It was up to him.
It is.
To get it from.
That's what journalistic integrity is.